All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 32 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork, alongside Jake. Hey, Jake.
Yo.
Kailey.
Hello.
And Brennon.
Great to be back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
This is our first TSGG Chat of the year, and we will be doing our 2018 Game Awards. So let's get right into it. Up first, we have the Best Collector's Edition. And the winner goes to Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yay.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey by developer Ubisoft Quebec. Brennan, you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I sure did. Did you, Jake?
Mm-mm.
Did you maybe play some?
I did not.
Did you maybe have the game, though?
I did.
Yeah, weird. Anywho, yeah, fantastic game. Definitely deserved it, in my opinion. Kind of a shame what happened in the real Game Awards for it, honestly. But it gets one here, so...
Congratulations, Ubisoft. If you want to see what the collector's edition entails, you can go to youtube.com/thesociety. We have an unboxing video there. A lot of stuff in this one.
Looks even better in person.
Great collection.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that it came out with multiple collections, too. Along with Alexios and...
Alexios and Cassandra.
Yes, they both had their own editions. The Cassandra one was a little bit smaller.
Correct. The award goes to the Alexios Ubisoft
The Spartan
edition. The Spartan edition.
Yeah, the other one was the GameStop at the collection.
And honestly, had we had the larger edition, the full one, the one above the Spartan edition, it would be that one.
So congratulations to Ubisoft. Runner-up here is God of War.
The ring was sick.
Yeah, the ring was really sick.
And the vinyl map.
The map and the statue of Kratos and Atreus was fantastic as they're taking down Draugr. Wow. And you got the little pewter dwarves. It was really good. Two really good collector's editions in a year full of collectibles.
Oh yeah, there was a ton of editions that came out that were pretty dope. Ni no Kuni is probably an honorable mention for that one.
Yeah, that was really well done as well.
And Octopath, but
yeah, Octopath as well, because they had the pop out,
the book,
like paperback book thing.
Oh, that thing I could not get put together.
No, that was Ni no Kuni. That was
my
the
bad.
3D puzzle thing. Diorama.
That was a good thing in theory, but in trying to put it together, I need to actually get some glue. I still haven't put it together. It's in the box still.
All right, we're going to move on. The next category is Best Indie Title. And the winner is Dead Cells.
This was developed by Motion Twin, who makes a fantastic game, apparently. It's the first one I've ever played, but it will not be the last because I'm hoping for Dead Cells 2.
And you played that on Nintendo Switch?
That I did.
Which it also came out on the other platforms, but I think this game fits right at home on the Nintendo Switch.
Absolutely.
Do you think there'll be another Dead Cells?
I hope so. I mean, they left a lot open. It's a game that's really light on the lore. You have to kind of put it together as you go and read notes and explore every part of every piece of the map that you come across. And then after that, there's powers you can collect that you can then use to find new parts of the map. So, yes, I think there's room for a new one. That said, I don't know.
It's been pretty commercially
they're gonna go
successful as well. So
yeah, a huge hit for 2018. Probably an honorable mention for Game of the Year, honestly. And
I wouldn't disagree.
I like how they did the weapon system. You have these vials hanging up above you in the very first scene, and as you collect them, they are stored there, so you know exactly how much you've collected in the game. It was
That's-
really cool.
It
Pretty
looks
cool.
sick. One of my favorite parts of the game.
The runner-up for best indie title is actually a tie between Celeste and Beat Saber. So, Dead Cells beat
Honorable
him out.
mention, Hollow Knight. Great
Hollow
game.
Knight. It's sits right into that Metroidvania universe that we have received so many of those types of games in the last year.
And then we have Hades coming next year that looks to be pretty much the same thing there.
By one of my favorite companies.
One of Jake's favorite companies.
I think that one looked really interesting as well.
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah,
interested in
absolutely
playing
gonna
that.
buy it.
They have one of the best companies for like narrative. I think it's so like they did Bastion. So Bastion had one of the best narrations ever. So I'm excited for it.
And they also did
Transistor.
Transistor.
Empire.
that's
Empire too, yeah.
I didn't finish Transistor, but I liked it.
Transistor was so good.
I just ran out of time.
Up next, we have the best multiplayer. And this is awarded to Monster Hunter World. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Monster
Deserved.
Hunter World, developed by Capcom. And it was on PlayStation 4 and Xbox and PC?
Mhm.
Or not
Yes.
PC.
Yes.
We
Nice.
played
We went
what, like
PlayStation.
200 hours of it.
Yep. Easily.
think.
Yes.
So
And
that's
I've-
definitely a fun game, and we're starting to get back into it again.
Yeah, Monster Hunter World got best multiplayer because you can play it solo. It's fun to play solo, but it is an absolute blast when you're playing with a group of people.
240 hours in 2 weeks.
The runner-up to this
I don't know how you
is
survived.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4,
Boo.
but the winner is Monster Hunter World. And I've just actually started to get back into Monster Hunter World myself,
Tell
We'll be
us
making
why,
some
Kevin.
gameplay for that.
preparing for the upcoming expansion,
Iceborne.
Can't wait.
which
Whole new
is this,
continent I'm
this
hoping
fall.
Oh, it's going to be.
That's what I'm thinking.
They showed a picture.
They
Some
showed
of the
it.
pictures for it. It's amazing.
So they're constantly adding new weapons.
Crossover stuff. They have Geralt coming. They
Crossovers.
had Dante on there.
Right now, Assassin's Creed is in there.
Yep. Bayek from
Yeah,
Origins.
And they are they brought in a few new monsters too, new
Devil Joe.
yeah.
Lunastra.
Nostra. Yep. And
I can't wait.
the gold one. I forgot what her name is.
No, I'm not sure. Like I said, I just got back into it, so I haven't actually even finished the story of
I mean,
it
let's
yet.
be realistic. We all dumped so many hours into it. It was just
We burned ourselves out with that.
yeah. And then after that, we didn't pay attention to it. We I
it needed to be
Well,
done. 'cause
summer happened.
what came after that for the rest of the year was a slew of games we had to get through specifically for this. So
Yeah, because this came out very early in the year. I think it was January.
Yeah.
And
It was tax time.
my goodness, what a great game! And it actually turned out to be Capcom's highest selling game of all time.
which was
Worth
good
it.
because they put literally every piece of capital they had into this game.
Well, just think about that for a moment. Capcom, Monster Hunter World, their highest selling game of all time. That's huge.
Yep.
I wouldn't expect that.
I would.
I mean, they've had
This
so
is
many
a
hits over the
beloved
years.
series.
It's beloved in the East, not
And
so
it's
much
also-
in the West.
But it was also beloved as a handheld game.
It was kind of a niche thing in the West, but I
Yeah.
was one of those people who loved it and have for years since
Yeah.
I played it on the PSP.
Like the changes they
That was-
made to it, where they got rid of the paintballs and the tracking
Yes.
and everything for the scout flies. That's
That was much better.
amazing. Yeah.
Because paintballs wore off, and that was just
Yeah.
hell trying to track them across the map.
But absolutely, if you have a group of people to play with, Monster Hunter World is the one you're going to want to play. Up next, our best ongoing game. The winner for best ongoing game is Overwatch by Blizzard. Runner-up, Monster Hunter World.
We've talked a lot about Overwatch in the past, but
We have talked at
quick
great
notes on
detail. Brett is not here with us tonight. Otherwise, he would have taken over immediately to speak
He's
about
presently
Overwatch.
playing Overwatch because he can't speak tonight.
Yeah, he's lost his voice.
Laryngitis.
So as he plays Overwatch, they have a new hero in there, and they are always adding new heroes. The modes, they don't really add much for that. They're doing their, what is it, every quarter they put something in there. Loot
Yeah.
boxes are there for you, but it's more about the competitive scene there. in that game.
Yep. Ash just came out, and then Echo's coming soon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's
maybe
the
one day we'll
next one
get
is
that
Echo.
No.
PVE story campaign
What was the other
that
one?
I
She's the hero after the next one.
What's the next one?
We don't know yet. They haven't teased it.
so it's not going to be Echo.
No, she is 33 or 34, I believe.
How many do you think they stop at? 40?
40, 50.
No, I think they're gonna keep going. It's
Till
gonna
they run
Just going
out
to keep going?
What
till
I
the
think-
game dies.
Oh, it's
probably.
gonna be a MOBA. So the way they're gonna do it is they're just gonna keep adding onto the roster. If they can find something that they can kind of mesh together,
They'll just keep going with it.
right?
There's no reason to not. They can easily port that over to next gen anyway,
Absolutely.
100%.
and they can just give it a resolution upgrade.
And then sell it for the same price.
And they will, and they'll get it.
$60. That's
Mhm.
right.
Absolutely. But yes,
Overwatch
Looking at you,
remastered.
Skyrim.
best
And yet-
ongoing game for sure.
And yet we keep buying it every time.
I mean, it's pretty fun on Alexa. That's all I'm saying.
Have you actually tried it?
No.
I don't know if I trust
I
it.
put it on Alexa. It's you have to be very specific on what you say.
Make sure you enunciate.
That's painful.
Getting off topic there. Yes. Let's move on to the best fighting game. And the winner for best fighting game is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
By a landslide.
Yes. And the runner-up is Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
But it wasn't close.
It was not close. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, developed by Bandai Namco and Sora Limited, is also what you could call a Game of the Year contender. And yeah, it's blew me away. This is my first Smash Brothers experience, and it's incredible.
Well, I mean,
I'm still shocked that it's the first time you've ever played Smash Brothers because
that is
even I
completely
played Smash
shocking.
Brothers, and I didn't grow up with a game console.
and
Yeah, I
the
never-
roster in that is just
It's massive.
Huge.
overwhelming.
72? that the-
75.
75? Plus they're adding
But the
like
way how
6
they do
more.
the story is really cool.
Challenger approaches.
Mm-hmm. I think with the 5 DLC characters, it's going to be 80 total. 80 total characters.
Can't wait for Joker.
Me too.
Joker has been announced as the first DLC.
Ultimate's going to be Centennial.
Uh,
Oh, you're on my side now?
I think the Ultimate is.
And the map is going to be Mementos.
I think
Guarantee it.
I think it's going to be switching between Mementos and everything else.
There was so much screaming from our game room when everybody was playing that game.
yeah.
Just so much fun.
Wait till MK11 comes out.
That's
all I'm
that's gonna be
saying.
insane. But with Smash Brothers, this is a game that is just pure chaos. Anything can
You
happen.
put 8 people on that map.
You put 8 people on there and you have items on. Nobody has an advantage.
Nobody
And
can see
anything can happen.
Unless you're me, who can grab every item ever.
Yeah, but you can still lose.
That's true. I have lost.
Yeah.
I was
It's
gonna
just it's just so much fun. And it has a pretty awesome campaign.
And soundtrack and everything
And
else.
soundtrack. It has over 900 music tracks from various games.
The roster itself, super well done. All the characters are great. Kevin beat me with Yoga Trainer or Wii Fit Trainer,
Wii Fit
whatever
Trainer.
it was. It was. To be fair, the map killed me.
Capture
but
the sun.
Crushed them.
he didn't. He was just over there doing yoga poses, and Donkey Kong kept smushing me. Terrible.
Yeah, Donkey Kong liked what he saw. So
He's doing the warrior pose.
not only
It is.
do you have that multiplayer, but you also have the campaign, which is humongous, and you have to go step by step and doing various fights with different rules or restrictions. It's just a lot of fun to do. And also, when you're going into classic mode, you have like a ladder type thing that you're going up, and various playstyles for each of the characters there too. So it's just so much to do. And then we're not even talking about the spirits at all. And in the
It's-
spirit board, you fight to collect the spirits. I think they said there's over 1,000 of those. So there's just so much to this game that a typical fighting game doesn't have. So if you're looking for content, there's a ton of it there.
It will definitely keep you busy.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's an all-around well-done game.
It's fantastic.
And best of all, the fighting feels great. So
Comfortable and easy.
Link OP.
I would disagree with that.
Okay, well, when they see the group play, they'll agree with me, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay, up next we have the Best RPG. And the winner for Best RPG is Monster Hunter World.
This was a hard one.
This was a
Surprising.
very hard one. And the runner-up for Best RPG is Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. So Monster Hunter World wins Best RPG. We've touched a bit about Monster Hunter World in Best Multiplayer. But this is an RPG experience because you do have a full campaign here, and you're not actually selecting your character's class per se,
You can be whatever
but
The
you
weapon
are
is the class,
based on the
really.
weapon. Yeah, and there are 14 weapons, I think.
Yes. But with that, honestly, we've given that some time. I would honestly think we should talk about the runner-up here, Ni no Kuni, because this is one of my favorite games I played this year. This was a very hard decision for me. It's my first Studio Ghibli game. It was developed by Level 5, but Studio Ghibli does all the art as far as I know. Which the only other thing I've ever seen by them was Princess Mononoke, so
Great movie.
it's a fantastic movie. I, in fact, still have your copy of it.
Yes, you do.
But honestly, Ni no Kuni is a fantastic game. I looked up the first one just because Kevin and Jake told me a little bit about it. I'm glad they made the changes they did for the second. The combat is fantastic.
I agree with you. for
Feels
that.
great.
Yeah,
Um,
but don't sleep on the first one because the first one has a really, really good story.
I'm like one grind fast away from getting platinum in the first one.
You're so close.
I
how about you,
know.
Jake? How'd you do with the first one?
I couldn't beat the final boss.
Ever.
Nope.
Disappointed.
And he quit.
Well, I just don't have a PlayStation 3 anymore.
I mean, if you want to play on mine,
But yeah, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, just really a fantastic game. And also, I think, should have been in contention for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
it's really hard because there's so many excellent games that came out this year. It was really hard for us to choose.
Yeah, this was a tough year for games, and it doesn't look like 2019 is going to be any easier.
Great
So-
for gamers, though.
The winner for Best RPG, though, is Monster Hunter World because it just blew us away.
And the story just keeps going. Like,
And those monster fights, man, they're just so good. They're just so good.
Especially when you get when you lure them to each other, the territory fights.
Yeah.
Those are
Turf
just oh my god, like Diablo versus another Diablo or
Rathalos.
because you can fight. Yep. Because
Azura Rathalos.
Yeah.
There are some crazy things you can do with that, and they just destroy each other. However,
And-
they can both turn on you during that, so watch
Yep,
out
yeah.
for that.
they will all of a sudden realize that they are, putting on a show, and they'll get angry. And
My
Destroy
favorite's
you.
still the Cat Chef.
So
Yeah.
catch up.
He's
Cat
the
Chef
best.
is the man.
Grimkins.
Grimmekins.
Grimmelkins. Yeah, it's a great
Palicos,
game.
basically.
Fantastic. Up next, we have the Best Shooter. And the winner for Best Shooter goes to Call of Duty Black Ops 4 with the runner-up Destiny 2 Forsaken.
All right, moving on.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Treyarch made this year's version, and it was a gamble for them because there was no campaign. And they succeeded in every way. They had a brand new mode with their Blackout. They completely revamped zombies for the 10th year anniversary. And the multiplayer was on point as they usually are.
Gotta love those 20 hertz.
Also,
On point.
well, I mean, every game has its issues coming out of the gate.
Still better than Destiny.
You're right, because that game has its own issues, mostly with the company itself. But
Right. Overall, Black Ops is very well
excusable
done.
from a AAA company, in my opinion. 20 hertz for their multiplayer. That's terrible.
That is awful.
It is garbage.
Industry standard is 60, and honestly, for a company that makes that kind of money, they should double that easy.
And they do make so much money on that name.
But that said, it was a very good game. It was another COD, and as far as shooters go, I'm not a huge fan of them anyhow, but I played this one, so that's really the highest endorsement I can give it.
Yeah, likewise. And Blackout was a lot of fun.
I did like Blackout.
We had been wondering what a AAA
Battle
Studios take on Battle Royale would be, and they did not disappoint.
Blackout was insane.
I have to apologize to you all. I am under the weather, so my voice keeps cutting out as well.
The holiday plague is making its rounds.
But yes, best shooter goes to Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Up next, we have the best adventure game. And the winner for best adventure goes to God of War, with the runner-up being Monster Hunter World. Who would like to talk about God of War? We can do that for the rest of the episode now.
How God of War is amazing. It was a brilliant game. 40 hours of
40.
40?
40 hours.
Was it 40?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so. I said 40.
Yeah, I was reiterating.
It was insane. Like
$1.50 an hour.
the story was
I'm here for
enthralling.
the bitterness, guys.
And the amount of once you got everything throughout the story and collected all the things that opened up different treasure chests or solved different puzzles, it opened up as the game went through. It made it more expansive each time you kind of went around.
Yeah.
But I still, I don't know.
I don't consider it an adventure game.
In comparison to Monster Hunter
It's
World,
not.
where it's 200 hours of gameplay, it's insane.
It doesn't do
You
it for me.
can't judge a game based on the length of it.
You're right. But what you can judge it on is enjoyment and how long you enjoyed it. And for this, I enjoyed both of these games. They were super fantastic. Absolutely love God of War, and it deserves all the laurels it's getting. That said, it's not an adventure game in my opinion. It's a semi-open world game. It is really the best way you can describe it, in my opinion. I I grinded it out. I beat it in 40 straight hours immediately after release.
What about 100%? Did you 100%?
94%. I did not go after the Ravens.
But
Do not care about
So you're talking you spent 40 hours excluding the Ravens, which probably would be what? Another
Probably
3?
6 hours. If I didn't look them up, if it was just me searching, probably
Actually
6 hours.
trying to find them. Yeah.
So, a 46-hour game, and the storyline was intense. It was great. I think the storyline for comparing the two is better than Monster Hunter.
I agree. Narrative is fantastic.
The combat's very smooth. It doesn't really go wrong.
I
anywhere.
don't. Combat-wise, I'm giving that edge to Monster Hunter.
Really?
The things you could do with the different weapons.
Factual. And the amount of...
and how well they worked. I mean, God of War's team only had to focus on the axe, the runes associated, and Atreus. Monster Hunter had 14 weapon classes that you could make 100 different weapons with. So I'm giving the edge to them just for how well they pulled it off and how great the weapons were.
I agree with
Kevin
you.
with the gun lance. You're trying that out. And
Trying it out.
how much do you like that?
I'm enjoying it a lot,
fun.
actually.
There it is.
I like the Unlance a lot.
So this one was debated heavily. I'm happy for God of War.
We're still
like
debating
I
it
said,
now.
it definitely deserves everything it's been getting since then. And just a really great job by Sony Santa Monica.
Yes. The next one is the best action game, and the winner for that is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Runner up here
I'm not okay with
is
that one.
God of War.
Action.
That's
there?
a deep silence.
I was just... Action... You're not
I give
wrong.
it to Dead Cells over COD. I give it to God of War over COD. I give it to Red Dead Redemption 2 over COD.
But it doesn't get it.
But it won. So congratulations.
And that was
for
all
Call
of us, though.
Duty.
We decided this.
Yes, we did.
It's the worst.
I know where I voted. That's all I'm saying. We've spoken on COD. It's a fun game. It's something I can play, but not something I would devote a lot of time to.
Well, others...
Yeah, others do.
Others do.
That's especially the competitive
Did you just look at
scene
me?
with that
I was
game.
going to say,
Yeah, you play that all the time,
I play
don't
Blackout. I play Blackout a lot.
you? Yeah.
I
And you're
play-
having a great time with it, right?
Oh, I love it. I've actually gotten... I play either with my friend Slen or or I play solo, which is...
How's that go?
I've gotten second place so many times in solo. I'm getting really good.
Getting better.
Promise.
So tell us a little bit
Brennon
about
first.
Blackout. What is it that draws you in?
It's the... Well, it's the same thing as everything like Fortnite and PUBG. It's just it's a game where there's no actual
Plot point.
and focus really. It's just you get a gun, survive, kill people until you are the last one left. It's addictive because you want to be the winner.
I
You
definitely get the competitive vibe from the game. It's
Right.
just
you competitively want to be number one.
100%.
And like the most of the times that I've ever gotten second place, it's because I chose the right spot when I dropped. Like it's when I dropped in the perfect spot.
That's really one of the most important elements for any battle royale, though. I mean, drop in the wrong spot, you get shot in the head immediately. Firing range, looking at you.
I dropped in the right spot. I sat down and I hunkered down and I killed everyone who came by, and then I was
so he
number
camped,
2.
is what you're saying. You didn't
He camped.
push. He camped.
No, because I was literally in the middle of the circle
And then when
every
it
time.
was down to you and the last guy, he
had
killed you.
He had a paladin. I did not.
Did you find yourself playing the
Sniped you?
multiplayer at
Oh
all?
my God.
Yes, I play multiplayer when like me and Slen do alternative things. So
Slun
when
and I.
Slen and I, thank you, jerk. So when we get tired of Blackout, we switch to multiplayer and vice versa.
Playing that heist mode at
Oh,
all?
I love Heist
yeah,
so
Heist
much.
is really good.
Heist is so fun.
I
Really
don't
good.
like it as much as you guys.
Man, I love that mode.
It's
so
simple.
good.
It's so like relaxing, and once you get to the point where you like, I got one round where I could have sworn I felt like I was a god at the end of it. I had the LMG, the VKM, and it was fully made, and I had enough money to do a Hellstorm or a Hellfire, whatever it was, the one where you do the drops, and I was like, "There's nothing that can be done now."
True champion.
They're
Did you
all
wipe
dead.
'em?
Yep.
There it is.
And then people get to watch that kill cam.
What about the zombies? You get into that at
Yeah,
all?
I played the zombies in the beginning. I liked it. I think it's better when you have a full cooperative team other than just one other person with you.
That's how it's always been, though. Zombies is always better with a group of friends
It's-
rather than randoms.
It is so hard. Well, me and Slen and I, we played a lot, but we don't play full team, which that's
Right. You just did the two of you.
yeah, and that's a rough one because
Yeah, that
at a
would
certain
get
point
rough.
it's too
It
much.
gets- yeah. Do you guys Easter egg hunt, or are you just trying to survive?
Just trying to survive. We played the I think it's called number 9. Is that the one where you're playing in the arena, the Greek?
Yeah, that's the
arena?
one when you're competing against each
Oh,
other.
That one is so fun though.
I really like what they did in the new zombies with like the godly power thing. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next, best musical score. The winner is Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom.
Damn, Skippy.
And the runner-up is actually a 4-way tie between God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Marvel Spider-Man, and Monster Hunter World. But
You know-
Ni no Kuni 2's score by composer Joe Hisashi is
Breathtaking.
Amazing.
one of the best things you're going to hear from 2018.
It's well, and because it's literally you're playing a Studio Ghibli film, so like we're talking everything about it is just cinematic. And we're not talking like cinematic in the same way of like Spider-Man, but it's a beautiful piece of art. So when you walk into a new area, the music will swell up and give you something different, and it's just it'll sweep you off your feet. It'll put you in that world.
It truly is a masterpiece, and Joe has worked with Studio Ghibli for decades. So
He's basically been their in-house composer for their films.
Right.
and he
Which
just
also have
does
fantastic
really great
scores.
work.
All of them.
Yeah.
There's really not a bad Studio Ghibli movie out there.
No.
Some are debatable, but like most of them are very beautiful.
I mean, if you want to cry, watch Grave of the Fireflies.
I cried up with the name of the Wind Rises,
I haven't seen that one yet.
the new one. I cried.
I'm not ready
Okay.
for it.
There's so much to do in Ni no Kuni 2.
I'll explain why after this.
The music
Did you,
complements the game so well.
did you ever kill the super boss?
No, I am at level 94, and I still can't beat the boss to get to the super boss. Yeah,
It's rough.
That is rough.
I get
Jake's got
Kevin
the
the game
struggles.
back.
What
Huh?
other moments in Ni no Kuni 2 are you fond of? Memories.
In the whole game,
Non-spoiler, of
honestly.
course.
All right, first of all, Jake's farming spot, I'm very fond of. Makes you super OP, which, if anyone knows anything about me, that's what I love.
So it did turn out to be
Yes, it's very hard to do
Legit.
when you're like low level.
Yeah, because you start off.
But you got to grind through it.
Yeah,
Because then
'cause
once you do it a couple times, you just start murdering.
all
them.
Italy takes is like 3 or 4 rounds, and then you're pretty much in the
got-
sweet spot.
You got the gear, and then you just keep on leveling until you're like 45, 50, and you head out. You're good.
Yeah, I stopped around 30, and even then 30 you get
I mean, you're over leveled at that
you get
point.
closer to like, and at that point, if you follow the story, you'll keep over leveling
Progressing, right,
for
the
quite
whole
some time.
Especially if you fight like the dark monsters, the special ones. Fighting them will keep on leveling you.
I honestly didn't need a new weapon for a very long time.
You don't.
Right? It was
The
insanely
RNG
good.
in that place, the weapons they can drop are like probably tier 4 on the list.
Yep.
Tier 1 you really can't get until you're in the secret forest after you've beat the main campaign.
I love
So
it.
that's just, it's a fantastic game. But that's one of my favorite moments from it, was just the things you can do.
Favorite moments. Honestly, I think it's the. I can't really say it's the favorite moment, like as the whole like one part. I think the watching the character's growth, depending on the character, and some of the scenes that you see with like the main characters Evan and Roland, really do. Like
Okay, let's be honest. Main character's Roland.
Roland,
Yeah.
pretty much, yes.
Evan, get out of here.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I really did like the design of the weapons.
Mm.
They were fantastic.
I love
Oh.
the combat. It's so well done.
The skirmishes also a highlight for me.
I
Just a tip. Don't fight the dragon at level 6.
No,
It doesn't go well.
no, it
level
does not.
55 dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
stone
oh,
you did it
dragons.
too?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
did
As
it.
soon as I saw him, I was like,
We all
I'm going
did
to
it.
fight that dragon.
And they're like, it's
We're like,
fit level.
He two-shot me.
Whoopsie.
Yep, level
I
55.
mean, it's right there. It's right there for you.
As soon as you beat the tutorial, it's just there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
my team died, and I was like, all right, I got to escape.
They look at this treasure chest right next to it. I'm like, well,
I snuck around him for the treasure chest.
Me too.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Nino Kuni 2 and Level 5 for winning the best musical score. Up next we have Best Art Direction, and the winner for this is Octopath Traveler by Square Enix. And the runner-up is also another 4-way tie here between Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, Dead Cells, and Nino Kuni 2. Congratulations, Octopath Traveler, Square Enix. This game is beautiful.
oh, it's and it brings back so many memories.
A beautiful trip down nostalgia lane.
Definitely, it's got everything you need to come back.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider should have been on that list as well.
Oh yeah, because it's so
Stunning.
vivid.
Stunning art. The landscapes are unbelievably well done.
It's on sale right now, people. By the way, just want to give you a heads up.
Next
PlayStation
gen
4 on
on
sale.
the One X. It's insane.
It does look really, really good on that. Then again, it is the most powerful console on the market, so it ought to.
You're not wrong.
But yes, Octopath Traveler. Kailey, you played a bunch of this. Why don't you chime in here with the art direction?
First and foremost, playing 3D, 2D, I wasn't really sure how I was going to feel about that. I didn't grow up gaming, but I don't mind the sort of isometric view. But this, it really looked amazing with even from like the color scheme, and they made like the water ripples and sparkle, and they really made the characters feel pretty interesting despite how old school. So it had the nostalgic effect while still feeling brand new.
Yeah,
And this game was a Nintendo Switch exclusive, and it's great playing docked, and it's incredible playing on the go. And it's just a very, very stunning game, like you said, with the effects that the water rippling and sparkling, some of the stones and pebbles sparkling, stuff like that. The lighting effects in there are great. And the 2D, 3D pop. If you want to if you haven't seen the game, what we're trying to describe is basically a pop-up book in motion. It's
It's
awesome.
just incredible.
And this is easily a 100-hour game, so you're getting a fully fledged RPG on the go.
I didn't get to play this, but I really wanted to.
I'm going to hook you up and let you play that.
There you
remember when we all sat there first time you popped it in? We were all just sitting there
About
watching.
2 hours.
You guys just
we
sat there and watched, and you were like, well, it just took your breath away the first time you saw it.
Definitely
aside
going
from the
thief.
visuals, it's
It is a good start.
the character development is really awesome for almost all of them. I
Yeah.
didn't really like one of the characters. Thought
Yeah,
she
me
was kind
too.
of boring.
Was the dancer?
No.
No, the
Oh,
dancer
I like
story
the-
is
super well
really
done.
good.
I heard
The dancer
Yeah.
story is
one of the best.
dark
Yeah.
as well.
Super dark.
it went into an unexpected direction, and
Yeah,
I
totally.
thought that was really well done by their team.
Plus,
Because you don't
there,
always see
not
that.
to give away too many spoilers, but there are hidden bosses, and
That's not spoilers.
There's a lot of stuff post
man,
main story.
these hidden bosses.
He tried
Those-
for 2 hours to beat one of them. He should have been able to beat it.
Did you give up?
No,
No.
he had to go grind for like
did
another
not
Oh, you
give
2
came
hours.
back and
I
got it.
came back and
There
got
you
it.
go.
But he was sitting there, and he's like, "Oh, I just gotta get this." And he's like, "I keep dying. What the hell?" But
Because there's phases in the fight, and when that boss changed to the second phase, it was over for me.
yeah, the combat system was truly well done. Especially with the bosses. The bosses felt unique and different, and they were challenging right at the get go.
And it's a turn-based RPG paying homage to the Super Nintendo in the best way they could have possibly done. And I really hope that they continue on.
I don't think I'd change the combat system. I think they did. I think they nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
That was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Agreed.
One of the best turn-based that I've seen. I give Divinity the edge, but that's like action point based.
Yeah, that's, yep.
So it's not the same, but
So yeah, congratulations to Octopath Traveler for Best Art Direction. Moving on to Best Narrative. The winner here is God of War, with the runner-up Marvel's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Honestly, either one of these games could have won this. They both deserve it.
I would have liked Spider-Man to win it.
I
honestly.
personally would have too.
I feel like it was robbed at a certain event at a certain time, but
Even our own.
even our own God of War was really good.
It's just
I really like the growth of the relationship between Atreus and Kratos throughout it.
And the stories too. Like
It's gonna be real sad when Kratos dies in the next one. That's all I'm saying.
if
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right.
you
They
don't know,
definitely aren't pushing it so you become Atreus. Right.
You don't.
Right. We'll see.
maybe.
well, I mean, it's
They've tried this before in other games where they're trying to push the character and then
Like a protege.
people push back and then all of a sudden, boom.
Games or Dragon Ball Z.
If you want to go there,
Goku,
go ahead.
Gohan.
Goku comes back again.
And again and again and again.
Here, Gohan.
Now
Here's
he's
your
got it.
story.
Now
And
he's
Goku
back
comes
again.
back.
Yeah.
Goku, we need you.
Vegeta, be the hero for once finally. No,
No,
you
no,
blew
no,
yourself
no,
up.
no,
Goku's
no.
back.
so
Best
the
narrative. What's up with that story?
the boat rides are my favorite when it comes to God of War.
And the
actual-
storytelling?
when you actually sit there and you either have the head.
Once you get
Mimir?
once you get Mimir, it changes the game and it's changes it for a very good way.
The communication between all of them is much more like smooth and
Very different from prior iterations of God of War.
Yes, this was a much more improved, easily the best God of War I've ever played. Love the RPG elements they added.
even though they should have added more.
It was their first attempt.
Yes.
The next one, I assume, will be longer and have a larger map. So
Yeah.
This
I'm
is-
very excited.
I mean,
for
This
they,
is
they
the
were pretty
Assassin's Creed
nervous
Origins
about
one.
the direction that they took this game in.
Yes, they were.
So, seeing how well it was received, hopefully, it gives me hope for the next one that they do.
I remember in an interview, Corey had said that they were brainstorming on what to do, and somebody came with a piece of concept art showing the mountain, and they started writing the story right there, and they knew what to do after that. And there was also another story that I'll save for later, but because we have to move on. Because we're running short on time there. So, best narrative goes to God of War. Quickly, on the narrative itself, it was a very, very well done story from start to finish. Not really any loopholes left open. A great piece of storytelling in this form. Spider-Man also. Best Xbox One exclusive. The winner is Forza Horizon 4, with a runner-up
No.
Playground Games, yep. Runner-up, State of Decay 2. Playground Games made this racing game, and we played it on the Xbox One X.
Visually,
Best thing I have seen on the X.
it's stunning. I suck at racing games, so
But the cars
kinda
look like
sucks some of the joy from
like
me,
all the
but
real cars that they're based off of.
the landscape look like real landscapes.
Oh, yeah,
Everything
it does.
looks real.
And when you hit one of those
I just wish
stone walls.
Just wish I could have a steering wheel and a pedal.
Oh, you can.
Well, we don't have one, so
No, we do not. But you can buy it.
that would really make you feel
Just
like
waiting
you're,
for Fable from Playground Games. So
If the rumors are true.
you digress.
I believe them.
Yeah. But this one, I'm actually pretty decent at racing games, and I had a lot of fun with this. It was difficult for me, though, because in this, you are driving on the opposite side of the road for us. So that's difficult to get used to, but
The UK and all.
yeah. But it's a really great game, and the cars feel individual, and yeah, they just nailed this game so
I had a
much.
lot of fun watching
A
you
lot of
play
different
it.
modes in there. If I had a negative for it, it would be the loading times. But when you see what it is, I guess you can accept
Makes
that.
sense, yeah.
Yeah. Best Xbox One exclusive for sure. And hopefully Playground is making that, because if they can take that type of landscape and bring it into a Fable universe and get it
Oh my god.
more photorealistic.
I doubt it. I think they'll stick with the normal Fable mold, the kind of cartoony, which I love myself. I love how Fable has always looked. I mean, if they did make it photorealistic,
That'd be
it
incredible.
would really change everything about the
It
game.
would change everything.
That said, I'm all for it because it would look amazing.
It would definitely
Albion
give
has
it a
fantastic
much
landscape. as it
darker
is.
tone if they went photorealistic.
Yeah, there'd be some brutal stuff.
Trade
Yeah.
banding for everyone.
Man, Fable was a good game.
Yeah.
Target the specific body parts with the guns. Oh my god, Fable 2 was.
Fable 2, the best of the trilogy, I thought. But I really did like the spell combinations in 3.
Same. Hated everything else about it as far as progression went. Like leveling up through the seals, I did not like it all.
I still like the voice acting.
You like it?
Tim Curry,
Yeah, it was.
Reaver,
Yep.
and you had what's his hot buzz guy?
Sean.
Not Shaun of the Dead.
I know
He was the voice of
Simon
Lieutenant-
Pegg.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the voice of one of the lieutenants.
I thought it was John Cleese as the butler guy.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Pretty sure it's John Cleese.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
I don't do voice
it has nothing to
actors.
do with this topic. We'll talk about that later. Forza Horizon 4, best
Fantastic.
Xbox One exclusive. Moving on to our best Nintendo Switch exclusive. The winner for best Nintendo Switch exclusive actually surprised me, but didn't. Octopath Traveler by Square
Whoa.
Enix.
Weird.
Runner-up is a two-way tie between Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Mario Party.
I gotta say, I would have given it to Super Smash Bros. But
You didn't.
I've never played Octopath.
It was...
So, I may very well change my mind.
My bad. It was Stephen Fry. Who was
Oh,
River.
wow, we were both wrong.
But John Cleese was Jasper, and also Michael Fassbender was Logan.
Wow.
Yes, Jasper was the butler, by the way. So
Yeah,
you were
I was right there. So yeah, Octopath Traveler, the best Switch exclusive. The reason for that has to be because of the way that the battle system is, the differences in the weapons, the collecting of the gear,
We
the
can say the
The
whole
typical
game.
RPG
just
elements.
how
and
large,
I
just
love
how
the
large of a
nostalgic
game
feel to it
yeah,
as
just
well
how
as-
large it is.
Everything about it was great.
I didn't expect it to be a 100 plus hour game, and it never felt repetitive or old.
I like how they directed you to different areas based off the difficulty. So while it was a surprise the first time you wandered in your first sudden level 33 area when you're just coming off of like level 1, it still made it a lot.
And the fights, the music changes depending on who you're fighting, where you are. It's just a really, really well done game.
And there's a lot of stuff to keep track of, too. All these little go fetch quests that you might pick up an item from one place and then it finally has a purpose. You meet somebody like half the world away and trying to remember who was looking for that item. You're like wandering around looking to speak with people.
Yeah, just overall fantastic game. Deserving of the award. Up next, we have the best PlayStation 4 exclusive, and the winner for best PS4 exclusive goes to God of War. Big surprise.
God of War.
Runner-up here is Marvel's Spider-Man.
Who'd have thought?
Kevin's just sad.
There are things I would give over Marvel's Spider-Man, by the way.
Did Trey become human?
Oh, God. He has put me in a dark place.
You know, I really did enjoy Detroit.
It was great.
It was
That
a great
walking
game.
was fantastic. I agree.
Stop
Fantastic
it.
game.
There's
He
a lot
doesn't
more than
have
that.
any clue. He
Graphically,
never played it.
it was very, very good.
I'm about to roll out that. And
I
play it
watched
again.
the entire walkthrough on it, all 6 hours. So it
The
was-
walkthrough,
Yeah, I watched it.
because it's a walking simulator. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, I wasn't making a pun, but it was in there. No, I checked into this game. It's not something I would spend $60 on. I feel like it should have been priced at $30 to $40
I
game.
agree. Honestly, I'm with the price change. But
I disagree.
It's such a beautiful game, and the pacing was nice. Even though it was such a short game, the amount of choices and branches your characters could go off of, even if it's a walking game, was spectacular.
This is the essence of what the adventure genre used to be.
Yes.
I think Heavy Rain's a lot better than Detroit, honestly.
No, Detroit's easily the best game.
I think the plot was a lot better for Heavy Rain. The twist with the origami killer, I'm just saying, I think Heavy Rain was superior. Not graphically, obviously,
No,
but
easily
but
not that. But
I
I
mean,
don't know. I like the
plot-wise-
story of Detroit much better. It was
I
the-
like how different choices that you made truly affected the rest of the game.
no, it wasn't like a Telltale game where it's inevitably the same thing at the end.
No,
It
this
was actually
mattered.
it mattered, right?
But there again, Telltale games are walking simulators that cost full price, and also
Never.
No,
Until Dawn
they're like $10.
is the same thing. And no, they're not.
Every game I've ever bought from Telltale was like
Usually
$7.
like
You're buying them on sale
A
then.
full season pass for
Yes.
Telltale is $29 usually.
Yes, that.
You're buying them on sale.
It's the same thing as Life is Strange, dude. Life is Strange is like a $30 game.
I got it on sale.
Those are sold episodically, though. That's different.
Yeah, but that's
Not if you buy the full thing. If you
Yeah.
buy the season pass,
Yeah,
you
if
get
you
the
buy
full
the
thing.
season pass,
It's
you-
like $30.
yeah. You pay like $5 less and just wait for it.
But that said,
Until Dawn,
Me too.
another one, full price game.
I disagree with that one. That's why I didn't buy that one too.
You couldn't play that one because you were too scared.
You're right. I'm just scared of games. We're all aware of this.
I should get
Resident
Kyle
Evil
to play that.
7,
We should
same
definitely
thing.
have a feature watching him.
He won't
playing
play it.
Scary
I'll
He's too
play it.
scared.
If we're gonna stream it, I'll absolutely play it.
Yep, that's
Oh.
it's for
Gauntlet
it's for
has
the-
been
Gauntlet.
thrown.
We will get viewers for Resident Evil 7 as a person who played Resident Evil
It
7.
will be
confirmed.
a mature stream.
Yep,
Telling you now.
there's going to be a lot of fucks
It will be given.
said.
So yeah, absolutely God of War best easily in this case. I mean, Sony had a lot of good games this year, but God of War was really
There were a lot of
Easily top
scenes
class.
in that game that were very, very good and very like there was a part where Atreus was revealed something and you could see like, what's his name? What's the guy who actually?
Kratos.
Thank you. I completely forgot. Where Kratos,
Get him out.
who doesn't like understand how to like explain anything. He's emotionally stunted. He's like trying to be.
To be fair, his father murdered him like
Yeah.
4 times. So
He was trying to be a dad. Like it was a really insanely good concept
Yep. From the start.
from the start.
very good story.
And finally, we have come to the Game of the Year. Game of the Year winner is God of War.
Of course he did. Oh God.
Boy,
Runner-up, Red Dead Redemption 2.
boy.
Goodbye.
This game easily deserves Game of the Year. It is the
I wouldn't
single
say
best thing that has come out.
Easily.
Yeah, easily.
I
This
would
is a
say
masterpiece.
easily. I totally agree. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 was also a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece, but it's not a technical masterpiece by any means.
I mean, they did some stuff with the horses that was mind-blowingly accurate. I'm just
True.
saying. That was
That's
the
also
detail in this
it's
game
also bug filled,
was insane.
where God of War is not.
I agree. I agree God of War should have won it, but there is a lot of debate there between the two. So I wouldn't say it was an easy choice.
I agree.
It was an easy choice for me.
I mean, we all voted for God of War, so we all knew what we wanted. But
I haven't finished either game.
God of War
So
in the future is the reason to own a PlayStation 4.
I agree.
I wouldn't say that about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, it's
'cause it's smaller
on
consoles.
every
True.
platform.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend somebody go buy a previous gen to play that game. I would recommend it for God of War because it's a masterpiece that needs to be played. Especially with the way that they changed the entirety of God of War into
God
something
of
brand new, where Red Dead Redemption 2 is just
Red Dead Redemption 2.
it's an upgrade to a
Ruins
game that we know and love. I'm not saying it's a
Tootin'
bad
shootin'
game
cowboys.
No, I agree.
but
I mean, it's a lot of fun,
it's
but
just God
it
of War is
wasn't
so
a genre
different.
changer.
Yeah. God of War is so
I
different
wish we knew
and
the
so
budget
new.
on that game.
Yeah, they won't tell us that
They
one.
won't put it out there.
They won't put that budget out there. I bet you it's very, very high.
I'm saying at least 300.
It's at least,
At least.
yeah. And pretty much guarantee that's where most of Sony's money went for their releases in 2018 anyway.
I agree.
The story I was going to tell about God of War earlier was that 6 months before the release, Shuhei Yoshida went and played God of War and said, this game sucks. Because the combat and everything was totally broken. And they didn't know what to do. And then they finally figured out to make the axe go and then summon it back. And then everything came together. And they released the game of the year. So that's just a really cool story. If you want to know more, there you can find it on the internet to get the full story, but that's anything.
No, I thought
Whoa.
the story that you were going to go with was the one that the guy said that he had to look online to see how the public was reviewing his game because he wasn't sure
Oh
if it
no,
was a good game or not.
he went to Metacritic and Corey went to see how the people were gonna, because he didn't know. Because
It's totally
6 months before the release, the president of Sony comes in and tells you your game's not good. So he was on the verge of a meltdown because so much pressure, and in this industry, if you follow this industry at all, you know the pressure in this one, especially for developers. So it was definitely crunch time.
One game can
So
change
that-
everything. One
Tying
flop.
that in, I think that makes it even more impactful because these are people's blood, sweat, and tears that they put into these games, and some are better at completing them than others. But this particular game, I do think, absolutely deserved the accolades we gave to it.
Yeah. So our last question for 2018 was, who won 2018? Was it Sony? Was it Microsoft? Was it Nintendo?
Nintendo.
No. It was definitely Sony.
Agreed.
Sony had a great year.
That said,
Nintendo's
momentum. We'll see
Has
what
slowed
2019
down.
I don't know.
brings.
I mean, Nintendo has come out with some really strong.
Nintendo had a good year.
Nintendo always does that.
Microsoft, they're currently in the build-up stage. So they didn't really have much going on. Forza, fantastic title. State of Decay 2, great.
But
Sea of
nothing.
Thieves, that's like a 50-50.
4 million people are playing it at
That's
one
like
time. So.
half the player base hated it. The other half are all in. And if you go to YouTube and you check out Sea of Thieves, the people that are putting those videos out there are all about Sea of Thieves, and they're telling you don't listen to those people, and they're trying to teach you what's good about it. Personally, that's just not my thing. I
Oh,
will
I hate
say,
it.
however, in Sea of Thieves, that's some of the best water I think I've ever seen. So
Yep.
that's fantastic.
I just wish items mattered. That's all I want in that game.
Yeah. Oh,
that would
I
fix that game.
I
for
heard
me.
that
I would hop in.
they're bringing in a whole new like quest system and everything. So they're continually adding to it. So who knows what it'll turn into?
I mean,
Well,
they have
if they can
quests.
save No Man's Sky, you can save Sea of Thieves. That's
True.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right there.
And go back and
but
play that. Just see what
Sony-
they've changed.
In 2018, they released the Shadow of the Colossus remake, which everybody said was fantastic. Then you had God of War, Ni no Kuni 2, Detroit Become Human, Marvel Spider-Man, plus all the third-party support. And they announced that they have sold 90 million PlayStation 4s.
That's insane.
They had a great year.
Now the cons to this, they did pull out E3 next year.
They
did cancel PSX.
What the future holds, we don't know, but as far as 2018 goes,
They definitely won it.
They won that. But yeah, 2019, I think next week we're going to touch onto next week we're going to talk a lot about Smash Brothers, and we're going to talk about our predictions for 2019. So definitely tune in for episode 33. But that was the Game Awards for 2018, guys. What a great year for gaming. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have this week. I want to thank you all for listening, and thank you guys for being part of the panel today. Remember to sign up with us over at tsgg.online. Follow us on Twitter at the TSGG. Subscribe to us over at youtube.com/The Society. Watch us live at twitch.tv/TSGG online. And you can get early access to us if you subscribe over at patreon.com/TSGG. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.
See y'all next time.
Thank you.
Bye.